Ain't I cute, America? I'm Zach Nanimus,
Johnny Dim.
coming to you live from various parts of Houston. Two different parts of
Mm-hmm.
Houston for one stream. It's the most efficient way we could think of doing it. Thanks to COVID-19, keeping the soul of the city alive. Tokyo Toe Jet Set Radio. 'Cause
Radio. What?
We're a radio show now.
Sure.
Yeah, this is what radio is. It's live, unfiltered. The only thing we don't do is we don't have 10-second delay on the broadcast,
We
so
don't have
that we can
a
bleep
dump
stuff
button.
out. Yeah, which we need desperately. We have started several scandals in the process of doing this show, and I don't mind lying to everyone about that because for most people watching, this is going to be your first time ever listening to us. This is one
welcome.
of two channels that we. Yeah. This is one of two channels that we have, and I just realized we backed the wrong horse. We have 200. We have 150 more subscribers
On Quite Contrary.
On Quite Contrary.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know.
Although I don't know if it's as good a podcast because it's not as nebulous an idea.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas Warlocks is just kind of whatever we want.
Right.
Sometimes it's a let's play, sometimes it's
We're not
this.
super focused on this channel.
We need to get back to Panzer Medals.
Yeah, we do. I agree.
Relatively soon.
I was wondering about that because it's a game where there's a lot of us reading the text on the screen, and there's a bunch of different characters, and you have a distinct voice for every character. So I doubt that you'll remember which ones are which.
I'm pretty sure I remember which ones are which. I know that Panzer sounds like a geese.
Yeah.
And I know that I know that Sherman sounds like this.
Oh man, you have a pretty good memory for that stuff.
Well, like it's like some of it's clued in.
Right.
I don't remember what the Russian one is, but I know that she's like for lack of a better word, she's easy mode, and so she sounds like this. Right. But I don't remember how the nurse sounds whatsoever.
No, I don't either.
I'm gonna make it up right now. Well, hi everybody. How about that?
I love it.
I'm the nurse.
Book it.
Why don't you let me take your temperature? I'm a sexy nurse.
Okay, deal.
Yeah. All right. I know. I said I'm going back into teacher mode for less potty talk. Right. But I've heard a teacher say sexy, so I think I'm good. To a class. She didn't say, "Oh, I'm a sexy nurse."
That's a little different. Oh, okay. That's my mic. Okay. I'm sure that sounded great.
Okay. So something happened. Everyone I know is excited about it. You're not excited about it. That the Animaniacs are back for some reason.
Yeah.
Nobody asked.
No, I don't think so.
And Tress MacNeille's about to die.
Uh-oh.
And that's not a dig on her. It's just like I don't know if the Animaniacs would survive transitioning to a sound-alike.
Okay, here's the question that I think everybody wants answered. Is it the all original cast?
Yeah. What's missing so far, and I haven't seen the whole season yet. What's missing so far is side characters.
Okay.
Because we don't have the Good Feathers. We don't have Rita and Runt. We don't have Mindy and Buttons, I think, or Slappy Squirrel. Like it's really focused on just Rob Paulson. Whoever does what. Oh, I've never known his name.
Wait.
Tress MacNeille and Maurice LaMarche.
Hold on. I think you said Wacko, but you froze there for a second. You say whoever plays Wacko? Is that what you said?
Yeah, I don't know his name. Tress MacNeille and Maurice LaMarche. And then additional voices thereafter.
Right.
That's really who they're focused on. But yeah, all the Animaniacs and Brain, all the original cast members are there.
Okay. Very cool.
I think they got a sound-alike. Huh?
I said very cool.
Right. But I learned something very strange. there's a reason that we'd never binged shows. There, aside from
Mm-hmm.
programming, aside from programming blocks being specific things, there's a reason we never binged stuff like Animaniacs back in the 90s. You can't.
It's too much.
It is exhausting.
That show is very. It's got a lot of energy in it. Yeah.
Yeah. Like I think like there are like blocks of or they used to do marathons of like Looney Tunes and stuff like that. But you're looking at somewhere between 2 and 5 minute
Mm-hmm.
vignettes, and then you move on to the next idea. And even then the marathons weren't
Hold
huge.
on.
Um
Hold on. Cartoon Network
what?
used to do like 24-hour marathons.
Of Looney
Not
Tunes?
Looney Tunes. They had one that was like they had one of Thundercats, and they had one of a couple other.
Thunder Thundercats perfectly
Yeah,
sessionable.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, you can sit down and watch 12 hours of
yeah, yeah.
Thundercats.
Yeah. Okay.
That's no problem. The issue that I think is at play is that with anything you're likely to binge, you're kind of watching one long
Mm-hmm.
story, and so there's always something new you need to know. With stuff like the Animaniac, it's always, oh, this is clever, this is clever, this is clever, this is clever, but none of it strings together. So it's just a question of whether or not you want someone to try to make you laugh every minute or so.
Mm-hmm.
Because that is 100% the appeal. There's no story elements to follow. And that's not a bad thing, but in this binge watching culture, I think that it puts it at a slight disadvantage if the novelty were to wear
Mm-hmm.
off. I will say it is very well written.
Okay, that's good.
Everything about it is a lot of fun, and they have modernized it. They have modernized it
Yeah,
appropriately.
Jason was telling me they dunked on Trump twice, like in the first episode or two.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
constant. That well, the thing is that they always had politicians in the
yeah,
show, and like they were always dunking on
yeah, yeah, yeah.
politicians. Um, the best example I can give is actually in the intro
Mm-hmm.
sequence, because they've changed up a few things about it, and because they don't have a lot of the side characters anymore. A lot of the side characters were
Mm-hmm.
introduced in the intro sequence, and they don't really have that anymore. Um, so it's meet Pinky and the Brain who want to rule the universe. Um, a brand new uh, a brand new cast that tested well in marketing research.
Yeah,
Gender balance, pronoun neutral,
yeah.
and ethnically diverse. The trolls will say we're so passe, but we did meta first. And so, like, it's not only updating it, but it's also saying we updated to jab at
That's
it.
funny.
And so they're very much in on the
Right.
joke with the times. Everything about it works perfectly.
Excellent.
Uh, but I think, and Johnny and I were talking about this earlier,
Mm-hmm.
America. I think that this is an excellent time to bring back programming blocks. Nobody needs to do this for us. We can go and watch whatever we want.
Sure.
So tonight we're doing suggested Saturday viewing,
I feel like this.
or
Go ahead. Yeah,
whenever.
yeah, yeah. Or whenever. Because I was thinking that's actually kind of a brilliant idea. We could just that's something that could be published on our blog that we don't have. Is you could
Yeah,
make menus and like of these programming blocks of suggested It's like it's like the new mixtape. You know what I mean? Yeah.
right.
All right.
Oh, that would be weird. Like the new mixtape is emailing somebody a list of things that they should listen to for free on YouTube.
Heck yeah. All right. Who wants to go first?
I'll go
Okay.
first. Because I'm completely improvising
Yeah.
mine. This was just
I
an
definitely have a
idea.
bunch of stuff written down.
Yeah, so I don't want yours to influence mine, because mine has no rigidity
Okay.
whatsoever. Um, all right. It's Saturday morning. I don't want to wake up early,
Mm-hmm.
early.
Mm-hmm.
And let's say that I'm gonna watch TV from 9:30 to noon.
Okay.
All right. So that's 9:30, 10, 10:30, 11, 11:30. That's 5 shows to fill. Okay. I'm gonna start it off with Dragon Ball Zeta,
Okay.
the Spanish version, the Spanish language version of Dragon Ball Z. There was nothing better than that early in the morning
Is that something you've seen
because they got their
before?
translate. Oh yeah, I used to watch it a
All
lot.
right.
Um, and it's because their translations are ahead of schedule.
Really?
So you would watch it in the morning. You'd watch it in the morning, and you'd see stuff you never saw on Toonami.
Because it went Spanish and then English.
I don't know why theirs might have already
Wow.
existed. Um, so you watch. So that's an excellent feeling to like
Mhm. Mhm.
get the day started with all this interesting stuff that you have to guess about it. It fills you with wonder, Johnny.
Sure.
It fills you with wonder and sour cream. All right. Uh, After Dragon Ball Zeta, uh, let's see. It's 10 o'clock. We just saw an action show, but there was nothing to really bite down into unless you speak Spanish. So I'm gonna go with Men in Black,
Okay.
the animated series.
I'm just gonna. Sorry, I'm gonna interrupt just for a second. I just want to shout out one of our friends here. Oops. Pixelation, our friend Pixelation. He retweeted our video of this live stream
Hey,
on
thanks,
yeah on
Pix.
tweet on Twitter. It's on
On Tweet
Tweeter, yeah, Tweet
Masters.
Masters. No, I just wanted to give him a shout out because we don't get a lot of retweets on our stuff, but I really appreciate that. He's a cool guy. Go watch his stuff. He does a
Oh
bunch
yeah,
of anime centric stuff. Really good.
he taught me everything I needed to know about
Hmm.
anime because I asked him, like, back in like the OVA days and even stuff that was being broadcast in the '90s, like everything was like top
Hmm.
shelf. Um, really good colors, really good stories, not too derivative, great anime all around. And now everything has fallen into this Shonen Jump, like like really cheap philosophy, as well as the stories being very similar. And I was like, "What happened?" And he was like, "Money."
Yeah,
They stopped spending money on
yeah,
it because they knew they could sell a cheaper product.
yeah. That's usually the answer. If you're asking of why
Yeah.
something good is now bad, usually the answer is
Hmm.
money.
Yeah. Well, it's probably Naruto's fault. Well, that's
Yeah,
that that
that's
that's a story for another
yes. You're
time.
in the middle of a list.
Okay, actually, I want to change it
Okay,
slightly. Okay. I'm gonna say mine for 9:30, and then you're how many do you have?
a lot.
How
I
many?
started it at midnight. Like my first time slot is midnight.
So yours is in the middle of the
Yeah,
night.
and then it goes through to 9:30. And
Okay.
some of these
All
shows are
right.
15 minutes, so I got a lot of shows. Yeah.
Okay. Um, all right. That's fine. We'll go head to
Okay.
head. Your list versus my
Okay.
brain. Okay. So I'm gonna keep the first two the way that they were. Okay. My first pick, Dragon Ball
And this is
Zeta. Johnny
and
Dim.
okay. And
Go
are we matching time slots? Or you just want me to start from the top?
from the
Okay.
top because I mean Saturday morning. People's Saturday mornings are
Right.
different.
And
You
that's
know.
kind of what my logic going into this because back when I watched a lot of cartoons, I watched a lot of cartoons at midnight. I watched a lot of Adult Swim, and I incorporated that into this so that I could get some of this, basically some of my personality from the '90s and my personality in the early 2000s, and all mixed in. Um,
Okay.
so it's good sampling
And
of my
but
taste.
unfortunately, Johnny's personality died in
Yeah,
2015,
it's over.
so we're not going to get
Yeah,
any of
it's
that.
over now. Okay, so what I did is my first block actually is actually from midnight to 3 a.m. and I did Tim Heidecker's greatest hits. So it's going to be a rotation of
you're
all the Tim Heidecker shows that have existed,
you're
and it's appropriately
I
at
guess it's
midnight. So midnight to 3 a.m.
I guess it's my fault for saying no
You said
rules.
no rules.
I said
Yeah,
no
actually,
rules, no stipulations of any
I want to
kind.
pre-defend myself because I
Uh-huh.
texted Zach. I said, "What are the rules?" Is it said, are we doing in eras like we're doing '90s only, or what's the deal? I said, does it I specifically asked, does it have to be a cartoon? And you said no rules.
Right.
So
And you've started your programming block, sure to not get repetitive, sure to keep the viewer engaged and on the edge of their seat the entire time with a 3 hour marathon.
it's a
Uh,
mixed bag, though. You're not, and it's all Tim Heidecker stuff, so you know what you're getting there. But I don't know. I've recently just fallen in love with almost all of his stuff. And by the way, oh,
okay.
that was it. That was Tim Heidecker was the key, Zach. He was the key.
The Keymaster?
No, remember earlier when I said there's stuff I wanted to talk about in this episode?
Oh yeah, yeah. We were talking ahead of
Yeah,
time.
we're not gonna talk about it now. But after
Okay,
this,
we'll talk
yeah,
about it
I'm gonna write it
possibly.
down.
Depending. Okay,
Okay.
okay. So I have one 22-minute episode of Dragon Ball
Mm-hmm.
Zeta versus your 3 hour marathon of Tim
Uh-huh.
Heidecker. And I know you're saying that's a lot of different shows.
Sure.
They're
It's
very
all in the same
similar.
ballpark. Yeah.
Except for Tom Goes to the
That's
Mayor.
very different.
Yeah, Tom Goes to the Mayor feels more like a
Mm-hmm.
show rather than a stream of
Right.
consciousness ed- loosely edited together, which is most of the rest of
Right.
it.
Now it's
All
back to
right.
you.
Okay. And I said I was gonna keep my two the same. Um, and so Men in Black the animated
Okay.
series, 22 minutes of Men in Black the animated
Okay.
series, because it brings the action down a little bit. But one, now you'll be able to understand what anyone is saying if you don't speak
Mm-hmm.
Spanish. And two, it's relatively it's demure, where watching Dragon Ball Zeta when you don't speak Spanish is actually super
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's exactly what you want. And also Kay's complicated relationship with that alien makes me feel
Okay.
things.
Okay.
And I want to get that out of the way before I
That's
have to
never
think
been a
about one.
cartoon I had any feelings for. Um,
Have you ever seen
yeah,
it?
I didn't really like it that much.
It's really
If you say
good.
so, but
Yeah.
my answer to that, I guess, is we start at 3 a.m. with Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
Eh, oh, I thought you were gonna say every Lord of the Rings movie extended cut.
You did say no rules, but I tried to make it an actual programming block that I thought would be good for not just me to watch. Um,
Okay, no, I'm not considering that at all.
but no, I so 3 o'clock do Aqua Teen Hunger Force is just one of my favorite cartoons.
22 minutes, two stories,
15 minute. It's
15
a
minutes.
15 minute. Yeah.
Well, no, that's with. I mean, the individual episodes are like 10 minutes long with
They don't
commercials.
have commercials.
They don't have
No, they're
commercials.
15 minutes straight and then it's over.
But wouldn't they like do two back to back?
When they would show it, sometimes yes. I think
Okay, so
I'm doing one episode.
one episode of Aqua Teen Hunger
Yeah.
Force. That's your palate cleanser for a 3 hour
Yes. Yes.
marathon. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Balls in your court.
Uh, okay. Slot number three. Now that we've had the dark, slower paced Men in Black, it's time for
Hmm.
Animaniacs.
Okay, that's fair.
And 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 I'm okay with with a 1 hour
Okay,
block.
that's fair.
Yeah. But I would say one modern and
I
one
was gonna
classic.
say, would you want to mix them up? Yeah.
Yeah, because like the thing that's bringing me down the most about the current Animaniacs is that like Animaniacs was structured with Animaniacs story and then a side character story,
Hmm.
and then if there was time left over, they'd do a song or a mime time or a wheel of
Right,
morality.
right, right.
And in the new one, everything, the whole second half is always Pinky and the Brain.
Nice.
Yeah. Well, no, not nice.
Okay, not nice. All right. My next one is
I want Katie Kaboom back.
okay. My third one is the Brack Show.
The Brack
Yeah,
Show.
it's very.
Why the Brack
I
Show?
I really liked it. I really liked the Brack Show. Um,
Yeah.
Now, obviously, there's not a lot to say about a lot of my stuff that happens before 5:30 in the morning because it's
Uh-huh.
basically just all Adult Swim stuff. But
I gave up time
you're
in
right, you
this. I'm
did.
just
Yeah, yeah,
following
yeah.
your
But
number.
no, but I'm going through in order. Uh, in fact, what I'll do, since the stuff that's actually good Saturday morning cartoon stuff is not until the second part of my list, I'm gonna tell you
Uh-huh.
exactly what I did up until 5 o'clock. I
Okay.
think it'll be more even that way. So what I did was I did my Tim Heidecker, then Aqua Teen Hunger Force Brack show, Harvey Birdman, Attorney at Law, and then I did Check It Out with Steve Brule. Um, and then what I did,
So you really
yeah,
did an Adult Swim
who,
marathon.
what? Yeah, there's no point in putting Pirates of Dark Water at 3:15 in the morning. So
Pirates of Dark Water at 3:15 in the morning would be
I
awesome.
guess.
I'd love to see that show like so late
So
at
what I
night.
did was I did what Adult Swim often does, and they actually where they'll do their entire block, and then they repeat it. So that's what I
Uh
did. I repeated my three.
You wrote all this down.
Yeah. So I got from Aqua
Okay.
Teen Hunger Force down to Check It Out with Steve Brule. I repeated that again from 4 to 4:30. Oh, I'm sorry, 4:45, and then at 5. This was a new one. At 5 a.m. we do the
All
anime
right.
half hour, and so it's always gonna be a different anime, or we can rotate through an entire anime. So I got
What?
like Blue Gender or Cowboy Bebop or Trigun. So that's my
Mm.
flavor of like anime, but
But it's only a half
yeah, so
hour.
it's one episode. I don't want too much anime. All right, let's just calm down.
22 minutes is not too much
No,
is not too much
I don't
anime.
think it's too much
But
anime. I think it's the right amount of anime.
and no, come on.
I,
Not for something like
well,
Cowboy
okay, so
Bebop.
now I did put this list together in 15 minutes. If I were to rethink it, I might do an hour. An hour makes more sense,
Uh,
but that's what I have so far. Now I'll throw it back to you.
okay. All right. Um after an hour of Animaniacs, um actually when I was watching Animaniacs on Hulu, the thing that I wanted most, like every time the theme song would play, I wanted to watch some Batman the Animated
Yeah,
Series.
of course.
Yeah.
You know that
That's what
you
I
know that's on
wanted.
my list at some point.
Yeah. So right after Animaniacs, Batman the Animated
Okay.
Series. Absolutely. Starting, the thing is, it kind of put me in the mood for Batman and Robin, and I don't remember what season that was.
I don't know. I don't know when there was more Robin in the show.
He came in a particular
Yeah, I don't
season,
remember.
and so that's maybe like start with season two, if this is your first Saturday morning, aka your first day off from whatever your
Right,
schedule
right.
is.
I'm hoping
Um,
to watch the entire series again.
which one? Oh, the Batman the
Yeah,
Animated
maybe
Series.
watch it with Jack if he's interested.
I'm surprised that you haven't found a way to get a hold of, because I know you don't have Hulu, but maybe get a hold of some of the older episodes of Animaniacs to see if your boy's going to enjoy it.
Maybe it's real flashy. He likes a lot of colors and stuff.
Oh, so he'd be happy with like a disco ball.
Yeah,
That's his favorite television show.
yeah. All right. So
Okay.
my next one is actually King of the Hill, but
Okay.
thinking on it, I would probably switch that out with a more classic Saturday morning cartoon. But that's what I got right now. I think King of the
Uh,
Hill for a long
my
time was an underrated show.
if you want something, if you want something that feels like King of the Hill, but is more Saturday morning cartoon, might I suggest Life with Louie?
Okay. Um,
Do you have any idea what that is?
yeah, that's the Louis Anderson show.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he had a cartoon sitcom for some
actually, that's
reason.
not a bad idea. We could probably put that in there. We'll see we'll see how the ratings
Man, I
go
didn't even
with
put Bobby's World.
Bobby's World. Yeah, I
Okay.
remember Bobby's World.
Bobby's World was my favorite show as a
It
kid.
wasn't bad.
Um, it was kind of bad.
They're all kind of bad in retrospect, but back then we thought it was good.
Okay.
Anyway, back to you.
Okay. Um, this is to the point where we've been watching television for a while.
Yeah, I think you
Um,
started at what, 8 or 7, nine
9:30.
thirty. Yeah, so
Yeah.
your
I
list is
did.
gonna end before mine, but
10:30. Well, I'm just thinking about like
Yeah,
how long we can actually keep something like this
yeah.
going. And so after Batman, I kind of want to say uh Teenage Mutant Ninja
Oh
Turtles.
my God,
The tr
that's what needs to go in the place of King of the Hill.
Hold on. It's either the 2012 or the 2014 edition.
Oh really?
Yes, that one is far superior
Have you watched the new one?
because the it's like a new 2D one,
Yeah,
Rise of the Ninja Turtles or Rise of
I
the
forget the name
TMNT.
of it, but it's the one where they're actually different species of turtles.
No, I haven't seen
Okay,
that one.
that's what.
It didn't honestly, it didn't look that
Hmm.
interesting because it's another Nickelodeon thing where they're like, "Hey, we had this popular action franchise. Let's see if we can make it just really funny."
Hmm. Hmm.
Kind of like with Teen Titans Go. Although with Teen Titans Go, they legitimately made it really funny,
Hmm.
but I just don't care.
Teen Titans is another one I forgot about.
Hmm. Teen Titans hasn't aged
Uh-huh.
great,
Okay,
and
go ahead.
I mean honestly, we could do like a superhero block. There's so much really good stuff out
Hmm.
there.
My next one was X Men, the '90s X Men show.
Oh, I forgot to even think about putting X-Men on. I thought about Spider-Man
I
first.
thought about Spider Man, but I didn't like Spider Man as much. I don't
What?
know. It's just me.
Spider-Man had Spider-Man really was better. People don't talk about that
I think it
enough.
was a better quality. Yeah, for sure.
It had it had more concise writing. It had better animation.
Hmm.
Really, X-Men got super duper weird
I liked X Men
because in
because I felt the stories were more serious, and anything that had like an actual
Leotard,
yeah. No,
yeah.
I felt like the from week to week the story was ongoing, and there weren't a lot of kids TV shows that were like that. Uh,
No, there
Pirates
weren't.
of Dark Water was actually one of the other ones. Um, and I
Hmm.
for some those drew me in.
That was actually fought for. That was actually difficult to
Yeah, I
get.
imagine.
The the producers the studio didn't want to do stuff like
Hmm.
that, and I can't remember what her name was, but she was intimately involved with the creation of both X-Men and Power
Hmm.
Rangers. She was one of the executives that worked with the creatives, and she was like, no, this is a funny this is a cool show, or this is a funny show, or this is something that's a little bit more mature but still
Hmm.
accessible, and the kids are gonna love
Hmm.
it. And like the studio would always be like, no, they like Daffy Duck.
Hmm.
They like Daffy Duck and Pizza Turtles. That's what. And so what she how she sold it, because the idea was that if you had an ongoing story in a cartoon, then if a kid misses a week, they'll feel alienated and stop
Hmm.
watching. Um, and so she said, what if before every episode of X-Men, we say previously on X-Men and tell them everything they need to know about the plot points we're going to hit
Hmm.
using animation from previous episodes that fill in these gaps. And
Yeah.
they're like, I don't know. And then they're like, that's 2 minutes of animation we don't have to pay for. They're like, we'll do
Yeah,
it.
exactly. It's a budget thing. All right. So next, it goes to you. Just to give you an idea. I have seven more. All right, go
Okay.
ahead.
All right. Um, so after some modern TMNT, um, I want to swing it. I want to swing it backward just a little bit, um, but not too much. Well, no, I think the show's pretty funny, but others might not. Um, Trigun,
Yeah,
yeah. So include Trigun gets its own
sure.
block because I love that show, um, and it's light and fluffy. Actually, you know what? I think it might actually be swinging in the opposite direction. That's getting us ready for something slightly darker. The next one's just going to be pornography.
Yes, I mean it's your list.
Yeah.
uh,
Because like back in the day, uh DBZ was pretty much the only like network anime, wasn't it? No, they did Pokemon.
yeah, Pokemon was on my list at
Well,
one point.
actually, when Cartoon Network started doing a lot of anime.
Adult Swim started that. Yeah.
Yeah. But then they had their afternoon
Mm-hmm.
block, and everyone was like, "Wow, we can buy these shows from Japan." And Fox, they threw in like Cooking Monster. Do you remember or
No.
it's like Gourmet
No.
Monster or something
I
like
think I'm
that?
wrong. I think they started Toonami. Was it Toonami that started the anime thing? And they were doing DBZ, and that's when they started doing some more anime. And then
Yeah, I think it was Toonami
yeah,
first.
and then Adult Swim brought in the uncut, uncensored Gundam Wing. That was the first Adult Swim show.
Was
Yeah,
it?
and
I remember Cowboy Bebop really early. That's one I remember.
that may have been true. This is just my how my memory is wired. I remember the first Adult Swim stuff, and it was the Gundam Wing stuff. And me and Marlon watched it a little bit, and we realized that their uncensored version of that show was when if one of the guys was like I'm going to destroy you. We found out that the uncensored version was um, I'm going to kill you or you're going to hell. Like
Was all the blood still there? Like in the original broadcast on
I
Toonami?
don't remember, to be honest.
Because that show can be kind of gruesome. There may even have been episodes that they skipped.
Maybe.
Of course, there's episodes of that because I watched that series maybe about a year and a half ago, and there's episode of that series that if it's for broadcast for kids, I might cut because I'd be afraid of the kids losing
Yeah,
interest.
I mean, people don't know this, but yeah, there's a lot of stuff that's heavily censored before it comes over to us. Usually, like Pokemon was censored heavily, and so was Dragon Ball.
That's true. Voltron is actually one of the most heavily censored
Mm-hmm.
ones.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know why? Basically, the people who wanted to localize an AVO, or is it AVO? Is it AVO or AOV? I can't remember. Um, but they wanted to localize this program, but there was a miscommunication between the American company and the Japanese production company, and they sent over the wrong product. Um, and so they were left with the original Voltron, which is horrifying.
Is it?
It's it's bloody. I think there's elements of rape and suicide. Like
Jeez.
it is not a children's show even a little bit. So the Voltron we have is very, very heavily edited. And the interesting thing is that it basically led to the DreamWorks
Oh,
one.
really?
And so some of the conventions from the DreamWorks one are held over from that, which I find very interesting. It's not a great show. Oh my god.
Okay, so
Where
I
are
think it's
we?
back to me, and my
Okay.
answer to that one was Adventure Time. That was the next one
Oh,
on my block after X Men.
that is the last thing I want to watch on a Saturday morning.
Really?
Yeah. That's a binge show starting around 11:30.
Are those episodes 15 minutes?
10
Shit.
minutes.
Okay. Well, I guess we're doubling up on Adventure Time. Just,
Okay. I mean, I think I don't know if they're organized like this, but I think they usually did a 15-minute block, or they usually did a 30-minute
yeah,
block. Um,
it's your turn.
okay. So from Trigun, um, I think we're going to have to like what's actually going to keep their attention after Trigun. Um, I think
Biker Mice from Mars, Street Sharks,
no, no.
cartoons.
Tiny
Tiny
Toons.
Toons.
Tiny Toon Adventures. I think Tiny Toon Adventures will snap him
Do
back.
you? I didn't put this on my list. I'm only bringing this up because I said it. I didn't put it on my list. But do you have any fondness for that cartoon era of Cartoon Network?
Oh, sure. There were there
Like
were
I Am
there actually
Weasel and Cow and Chicken.
well, well, when you say cartoon, I'm usually thinking of the show cartoon, where basically they were just pitching
Mm-hmm.
ideas to the
Mm-hmm.
public and see what really resonated. And I remember that there were actually cartoons from that didn't become
Mm-hmm.
shows. And sometimes I'd be surprised at what actually got picked. I Am Weasel, I was very surprised got its own
That
show.
was a weird show.
Uh, yeah. The one I really wanted was Yoink of the Yukon. Nobody remembers Yoink of the
I do
Yukon.
remember it.
You
I
do?
remember it, but it's such a vague memory. Like I
Hmm.
couldn't tell you much about it at all.
He's a cartoon animal character of no distinct species called a yoink.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, and in his little 10-minute thing, he tries to he's a mounted police officer in Canada, and he tries to stop a bear, and that's it.
Oh, okay. I see him. Yeah, I remember this
Yeah.
guy. Yeah. Let me see if I can. Nah, I'm not gonna worry about it. You guys can Google it yourself.
And then
I
all
remember
of
the
the all
yeah
of the
there was the Yoink, and then there was the other guy. I guess he was his coworker.
I think he was a superior
That might be
officer, but
right.
like one step
Yeah, yeah,
up.
yeah, yeah. Okay. Anyway,
Also jarring were all the changes made to Johnny Bravo.
Johnny Bravo. I feel like they only made like 3 episodes of that. Like he was around for a long time.
Johnny
Yeah. Well,
Bravo?
here's the thing. This is all.
Johnny Bravo still around, son. Just had a movie released only in India.
I'm sorry. What? That's a
Yeah,
real thing.
that's a real thing. I'm pretty sure it's called Johnny Bravo Goes to Bollywood. If you want to look that up right now.
So, because here's the thing I was going to say about Johnny Bravo is that he was big. He was a big face of Cartoon Network, but I seriously only saw like 3 episodes, and it's like they aired the same 3 episodes all the damn time.
Hmm.
Um, so I don't know. If they made more than that, they probably did, but I don't know why it was that I saw just those episodes.
Hmm.
You're not lying.
I'm not
There's a
lying.
Johnny
That
Bravo
is
goes to
exactly what
Bollywood.
happened.
There's an opening song.
Yeah.
This
You're watching it now? Let's go
We
ahead and
see it
link that in
happen
the description.
I will. I will.
everywhere,
I'm
at
gonna
any
take a little
time.
peek at it,
78%.
and I'll just react to it for you guys. It's very
Okay.
Bollywood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why? Because it's ethnic, Johnny?
No, there's a lot of this.
No, it is. It's okay. It is.
It's not ethnic now.
No? What's it got going on?
They're just on a gray background, and it's Johnny Bravo doing his dance, and there's 3 girls that are doing like a singing and dancing thing.
Uh-huh.
They're in leotards. There's an elephant. I guess that's India. John,
Or Africa.
oh, he's doing a Matrix and a Spartan and a Marilyn Monroe thing. Shaking his ass.
Uh-huh.
It's half over.
This is the best reaction video ever.
I don't know what to think about this. I like why is he doing a Bollywood thing?
Because they love him.
Was it released in
They-
India or is it released on Cartoon Network or what was the deal? Oh, it's got a Cartoon Network logo.
No, right, but I think that it's like Cartoon Network India.
All right. Weird.
It's kind of like Adam West
Mm,
in the 80s.
mhm.
He was huge in Venezuela.
Okay.
And I don't remember. I think it was somebody who was picking him up. He was talking to his agent or something like that. I don't remember who he was talking to. But he was like, "Oh, yeah, I'll fly with you to Venezuela." And it's like, "Be ready. I'm huge in Venezuela." And he's like, "Okay, yeah, all right, sure, Adam." And he's like, "No, no, no, seriously, it's like the Beatles." And you can find footage of this He's like shut down that
No
airport.
way. That's
He's yeah,
crazy.
like sometimes there's these regional differences in
Yeah.
popularity that and like it's not like he was even dressed as Batman. It's not like just any Batman would do. It was Adam West in a white suit and a blue shirt. That's what it was.
All right. I don't remember. Okay, I think we just did yours. You said,
Mhm.
yeah, you said Tiny Toons?
Yeah, Tiny Toons after
All right.
Trigun.
And I said Pirates of Dark Water after Adventure Time.
You just like blonde boys with swords. That's what you're
That's what it's
into.
all
Just
about.
blonde boys with
It's all,
swords.
yeah, that's the blonde boy with swords block. Um yeah, all right. I guess it's your turn. Now, if
That
you don't know what Pirates of Dark Water is, Pirates of Dark Water is, was that guy like an elf or something?
I think it was just a fantasy
Okay,
world.
yeah,
So like it
yeah.
didn't matter. They may have like low key been like trying to steal a little bit of Legend of Zelda's
Yeah,
thunder.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. But anyway, it's a pirate thing. There's the dark water. The dark water is like oil in the water that eats things. And then the big bad guy had a ship that swallowed other ships. That's about all I remember about that show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all you
It was
needed
and
to
it was
know.
super dramatic.
It was dramatic. It didn't look like anything
Right.
else.
Yeah, it was pretty unique.
Um and all of the licensed products that they produced were pretty
Mhm.
good.
Mhm. Mhm.
Like they made really good toys. They made pretty good video games.
Oh, I never played any of the
And
video
I
games.
actually yeah. And you gave me a comic that looks exactly like the show. But you know what? That's not that uncommon
Right.
anymore.
What you
Um,
got?
okay. So we just had Tiny Toon Adventures. It's starting to wear on. I'm gonna throw in an episode of Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. I like that. I like that.
Yeah, we're start like this is a show and maybe an hour block, I don't know. But this is a show that's informative and invigorating and because I'm starting to transition the kids away from the
I
television
gotcha.
because we're starting to get to daytime.
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
Um, and so this is a show that's fun, informative. You always want to watch the next episode because there's interesting and real things to know, and it leaves you with projects.
Yeah.
You're going to want to go do some of the things that Bill Nye asked you to
That's
do.
that's fair. I like that.
Yeah.
So, mine, I'm just there's not as much thought put into this stuff because now we're getting to a block of where it's just like action. Uh, it's just action cartoons and action stuff, action shows, uh,
Action,
action.
action boys and action
Yeah,
girls.
yeah, Action Jackson. Because after Pirates of Dark Water, we go into Power Rangers, which is definitely there in the same vein. Yeah, just Power Rangers.
I guess one of the reasons that I didn't think about either Power Rangers or X-Men for mine has got to be that one of my fondest memories, one of my clearest
Hmm.
memories of watching either of these shows were actually in when they were in a side by side 1 hour block prime time.
Hmm. Hmm.
They had like they were on at like 7 p.m. for some
Yeah.
reason.
F yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So like I think of those are shows I'll just sit down and watch. I don't know if I've said this on the show, but I think it bears saying. Um, I over the course of the summer began watching the Japanese version of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, which is called Super Sentai Jew
Hmm.
Ranger. Um, and this is just an apology to every weird girl that told me that the Japanese Power Rangers is always better. And I scoffed, but you were right. You were absolutely right. Every single one of you.
Nice. So,
That show is so much
so is your
better.
list done now?
No,
Okay,
I got one
go ahead.
more. Ooh, you froze up a little bit. I don't know what the people are saying, but I'm gonna wait till you stabilize.
Okay. Can you see me, hear me now?
Yeah, you dropped in quality for. I think your quality might be just a smidge lower. Okay. The last thing on the list, an episode of Jerry Springer.
Why does that feel weirdly appropriate?
we're transitioning into
Right.
daytime, but some kids are still gonna be curious. Sometimes it's a little sexy,
Mm-hmm.
you
Mm-hmm.
know. I'm not saying you should, but you okay. Maybe that was a bad choice. But the thing is that
Just random daytime
like
thing here.
teenage boys they're there for
Right.
that.
Right.
I'm not saying it's a good thing.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I am. It's my program block.
Jerry Springer he actually did have an uncensored tape that they sold as an infomercial.
Okay. So definitely the censored
No,
version
I
of
got
Jerry
you. I
Springer.
got you.
But we're trying to clear kids
Right.
out.
You guys are
That's
done. Go outside. Um
Yeah. Especially since there's a risk of being caught watching Jerry
mhm.
Springer and maybe you weren't supposed
Sure.
to. And so that's the thing that's okay, TV's
Right.
done.
So for
Okay.
me, I'll go through the rest of my list. So we're only at we're at 7:30 in the morning with Power Rangers. That's where I'm at. So then I got Darkwing.
I think I'm at like 1 p.m. because I had to extend mine so
Well,
much.
I started at noon or midnight. I got Darkwing Duck at 8. Then I got the
Okay.
She-Ra, the Netflix She-Ra, and then
Okay. You like the new Shira?
it's not my personal taste, but it's a quality show. It's a
Mm.
really good show. I try to get Jack to watch it just to see if he would be interested. I try almost anything with him, just to see, just to get him to watch something else other than Secret Life of Pets 2, because that's all he will sit and watch. Um,
Can he say it now? Can he say those words?
no,
The Secret Life of Pets too.
no. But he
Okay.
knows when I scroll over it on Netflix, he just gets super excited. Um,
Ah.
so I got that one, and then I got Batman the Animated Series at 9, which I think is pretty prime time for a Saturday morning. Um,
Ugh.
and then I got,
I'm not even up yet.
and then I got, and then I just abandoned the whole thing. I think that's the morning, right? So then at 9:30 we cycle through. So it's a different one every Saturday. We do a DC
Mhm.
cartoon movie.
In installments or a whole block?
No, we just watch the whole movie. So you got Mask of the Phantasm, or you got there was the Mister Freeze
um,
one, Sub
Sub-Zero.
Zero, that was good. Um,
I mean now like there's no rules. Crisis on Two
yeah,
Earths is
absolutely.
quality. Batman Under the Red
Mm-hmm.
Hood.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I mean, they did a couple of really good ones and then they started to fall
Yeah, but we're
off.
missing some. There's I haven't seen the Doom one. Is that good?
Justice League Doom.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
yeah, I haven't
is.
seen that one yet.
Yeah, Justice League Doom's really good.
Oh, there's all
And
The Batman ones. You got, well, don't do Killer Joke. That's not for the kids.
mm,
A Killing Joke. What was the other one? Shit, the ones you bought me year one.
Year One's not for kids
Oh, I
either.
haven't watched it yet. Um,
You haven't watched that was like
no,
2 years ago.
I know. I'm terrible,
It's okay. I still have your copy of
which is
Dunkirk.
fine. Have you watched it yet? Okay, so we're both guilty. Um, what was the other ones you gave me? You gave me like three of them.
Did I? I thought I just gave you
Yeah, you gave me at least two.
Mask of the Phantasm in Year One.
I'll go look. I kept them out of storage. I packed away most of my DVDs, but I kept those out because I still need to watch them.
Hmm.
Yeah, but I mean, the point is there's a lot of good DC movies, animated movies, and we could actually move into some of the Marvel stuff too. But I think that well, do they have any good ones that are good Marvel movies?
Marvel
Yeah.
animated? Not
Okay,
really.
so we'll stick with this.
No.
But yeah, that's it. At 9:30, you do the movie, and then you're done.
Oh my god! And it's from when to when? You start at midnight.
The whole block, yeah, yeah. The midnight starts at midnight, or the block starts at
So
midnight. Uh,
oh, okay. So you went from noon to noon,
no,
or you went from
I
midnight to
went to,
noon?
well, it depends on how long the movies are usually, what, 2 hours roughly.
Yeah.
So plus
Actually,
commercials,
most most of them are gonna be a 2 hour 30 minute
right?
block
So then that would take us
for
to 9:30, 10:30, 11. So that takes us about to noon. Yeah,
okay. So you did 12 hours worth of
I did.
programming starting Saturday morning at midnight.
Correct.
And that's what you think everyone should watch every day on their first day off of work, regardless of when that might be.
No, everyone's schedule's different.
Yeah.
So if they pop in at the 5 o'clock hour, then that's where they start watching it.
Well, this is really suggestive viewing for the streaming generation.
Well, you can just do. We can break it up into blocks because we have.
You can just watch whatever the hell you want.
Well, no, we have the
Con-
Adult Swim we have the Adult
Conversely.
Swim block, so you can do there, and then or you could do straight to the action block, or you could
Uh-huh.
just watch a DC cartoon movie. Just do that.
Okay. That is just watching whatever the
Yeah,
hell
it
you
kind of
want. That's what you
right.
described.
My list. I mean, you did say no rules, but
I did say no
what
rules.
I had in mind because you were thinking that if you're streaming, this is what you should stream. That was your intention, and I kind of ran with it when like, well, this is what I would like to have seen on traditional programming.
This is what you should watch if you're an angry loner with 12 hours to kill on a Saturday.
It's this, or it's all three extended cuts of Lord of the Rings movies. So
Right. And I think that's the most important takeaway of
right,
all.
absolutely.
Uh, well, Johnny, I think that now is a good time as any to go ahead and bring it into the show. Another big thank you to Pixelation for tweeting us out there. You know what? Open invitation if you ever want to be on the show. I don't know what kind of technical problems that's going to make for Johnny. Don't really care. Um, don't forget to watch Animaniacs on Hulu. I highly recommend it. Probably 3 episodes at a time. And until next time, I think it's time to say goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye, everybody. Have fun streaming